It's that time of the damn week. Pro Wrestling Smoke. That's right. Part of the STO podcast family is the Pro Wrestling podcast that gives you pro wrestling punchery. And I put some smoke on that shit. You know I am. I'm Kavanaugh, the Southern Champ, a.k.a. the Porn Rap Starfire. All my links with what? One link, allmylinks.com/porn rap star people. Also, please, don't forget about the flagship, also the 3 times nominated, AVN nominated. And as you're watching this, please go, vote for STO, the Smokers Lounge, to be this year's AVN award-winning podcast for favorite adult podcast. Link is in the description. Please go use that link. Please go vote, and vote again. Also, please check it out. You get what I'm saying? Because that is the flagship. That is the marquee to the STO podcast family. Also, there's that QR code. Takes you to the premium smoke room where the conversation gets saucy, the tits pop out, dildos might pop out. You don't know what pop off unless you subscribe. You feel me? Also, this show is brought to you by PassDat Apparel. Yes, I'm wearing one of the t-shirts. Great t-shirt designs. Trust me, you will love them. You're going to enjoy them. And yes, it's for a great price. Also, the king of THCA, SmokeKind.com. People, please use the referral link in the description so you can actually get some of that good smoke mailed to your door. They got discounts and sales as we speak. And last but not least, Sara J's CBDs. That's right. This sexy lady got her own brand of pain and stress relief CBD products. So please use BOBBIE. That's right. BOBBIE to get 10% off your next order from SarahJCBD.com. Once again, BOBBIE. And if you a freak like me and like to get some pussy, they even got lube. Yeah, they even got lube. So there you go. Oh my goodness, people. And also don't forget about, checking out my subscription site on Spotify. I got a nice Had to Smoke on it, which I actually dropped today, simultaneous with this, about Anton Daniels. I break down Anton Daniels, my thoughts on Anton Daniels and Corey Holcomb. And what the fuck it means to be conservative. Well, anyway, welcome to Pro Wrestling Smoke. This has been a interesting week, couple days. I talk about the stuff that intrigues me in wrestling and all the promotions. And, I try to give my takes, my thoughts, and the whole nine. I get my news from other people because I'm not an insider. I'm just an outsider that loves pro wrestling from the time I was a kid, watching it at Dorton Arena to being a grown-ass adult. Even thought about becoming a wrestler at one point. But I have my reasons why I didn't do that, and kind of glad I didn't. So, well, we have some interesting movement between the two wrestling promotions. Very interesting movement. And first off, the Rascalz are coming to AEW. And I was like, great. Well, let's be honest. They have a trios tag team title division. You have the Ring of Honor 6-man tag team division. And I think it's all 4 of them supposed to be coming. So you have Wesley, you have Trey Miguel, you have Wentz, and also who I've been waiting for, goddamn, my poor name. Anyway, they're coming to AEW, which is going to be interesting. Because you got the tag team division, then you got the singles titles, and then you even got the trios titles. On the other end, I'm hearing that supposedly Anna Jay might be leaving, and Powerhouse Hobbs, well, his shit ended last night. Actually, his last match was in the ops going in a collision, and news is saying that he's going to WWE. Now, what's going on in WWE is, if you notice, it's a complete resale in NXT. And because my girl Jada Parker came back, and the Blake Monroe, that kind of, how can I put this? It kind of, I'm confused. Because they say that she's supposed to be going to the main roster. But and you had her basically squash and fuck up and mess up her chance to win back the North American title. And now you got her probably in the feud with Jada Parker. But why would you put in the feud with Jada Parker if you about to move her up to the main roster? So was it that she was going to go, and then they changed their mind, and now y'all got to reset her, and what have you? So them getting Hobbs, if they get Hobbs or Anna Jay, well, Hobbs in right now, yes, you're going to NXT. It makes the most sense. Because the reset. And I think Hobbs will fit right in. I mean, I didn't realize, I forgot, it didn't dawn on me that he was with AEW for 5 years. And sometimes you need a new coat of paint. Sometimes you need to go to the other promotion or the other side. This is nothing new. I seen this when I was growing up in the territory days. You see someone jump to WWE, WWE would jump to NWA, AEW would jump to NWA, NWA would jump to AWA, and World Class and so forth. But what I don't want to see is Hobbs get lost in the shuffle. Now, I'm glad that he left on a good note that way he could come back. But this is going to be interesting because, like I said, you're going to see a lot of shuffling because a lot of people's contracts going to be coming up soon. Because we still got Britt Baker, and is she going to be in AEW or is she going to stay in WWE? It's like, yeah, tomato. So, okay. And with the Rascalz coming to AEW, I think that's a good move because that was in TNA. I think they will flourish in AEW. Actually, you might see them at the top of the card. Plus, let's be realistic. Tony Khan is somehow still trying to get Ring of Honor to get a TV contract. So he is building the roster that can secure that. Because part of the reason why TNA got the AMC, their roster plus their connection to WWE. So AMC is like, wait a second, we going to get the NXT stars, coming on TNA. So they try to do the same thing here. So he's now if they're gonna put the Rascalz on Ring of Honor, I would, but also have it crossover with AEW. And I would keep them around each other. Actually, I would have them feud with the Don Callis family. Straight up. Because the question is, who's going to be the people they're going to feud with? Are you going to throw them against the Demand? But you already got the Demand and Don Callis didn't working together. Poor Shelton Benjamin, he lost in the shuffle because I think Bobby hurt. So I'm just curious to see what they're gonna do with the Rascalz, how they're gonna book them and everything. So as far as Ashe, I really haven't seen anything, any announcement just yet. Let me go check their page real quick. I haven't heard any announcement for the next show of yet. Congratulations to Darius Carter for surpassing 400 days as the Ashe men's champion. Like I said before, I'm curious to see what's going to happen in the next. Holy shit. LeBron Cole's on. Everybody sees LeBron Cole's on in NXT. Oh, whoa. Okay, it's LeBron. Next chapter, let's take it over. WWE recruit. Okay, let's have that conversation. Fuck it. Fuck it. LeBron Cole's on. First of all, what the fuck took any of you people so long to figure out to put him in your goddamn promotion? LeBron Cole's should have been on AEW, TNA. Now, where do I prefer him to end up? I don't give a. If he go NXT, dog, he's going to. See, I already know. I don't want to see him involved. No. 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 Let's talk about it. Hold on. No, fuck this. Let's have a fucking conversation. To see this news warms my fucking heart. See, first of all, let me make this clear. The independent wrestling community put some respect on North Carolina. We're number one right now in independent pro wrestling. Not Tennessee, not California, not no goddamn Texas. North Carolina. We running this shit this year. This man should have did a tryout. Now, maybe he didn't do the tryout because he was too busy training most of the motherfuckers that's going up there. This man's a future goddamn main eventer. I'm calling it. Good mic skills. Good presence in the ring. This man, I'm yo. I can't wait to see him get Dragon Part 2. I can't wait to see him. In 2 years, he'll be on the main roster. 4 years, main event, WrestleMania. See, I hope he gets this. And if he don't get it, AEW, what the fuck? Put him in Ring of Honor. I guarantee you, within 2 years, in a year, you're going to want to put the belt on him. We make stars, people. North Carolina runs this shit. Javon Evans, Jackson Drake. They the future. North Carolina. So I had to go on a rant about that. I'm sorry. I saw that. But okay, back to like I said, I don't see too much. Yeah, I'm just going through the pages, taking a look. So I know that something will be coming in February. It not been anything announced of yet. When something is announced from Ashe Wrestling, I'll definitely let you know. Until then, you need to go check out some of their shows, the YouTube page, their matches. I will be purchasing the next pay-per-view when it drops. Anytime they do something that is streamed live on YouTube, I will be streaming it and giving my live reactions on all the platforms this year. So trust and believe everything. And I am getting outside. I will be going to a Ashe event. There's. Can you hear me? There's a whole civic center in Durham that DPW is not using. You could do Ashe there on a regular basis. I'm just saying. Durs Lockhart. There's a whole civic center. You ain't got to worry about going to a host high school. Great atmosphere. You would love it. I have performed in that bitch back in the day. Actually, threw a party up in that bitch back in the day. It made some money. And so I'm Durs. Since DPW ain't using it, well, I'm just saying, do you got to stay in Charlotte or Greensboro? Can you bring it to the Bull City so that the smoke can come to Ashe? And I will clip this the fuck up. Hold on. Oh, God, wait a second. Something told me that she was going to call because I probably recorded with somebody and the whole nine. So, anyway, now back to my point. Now, what happened this week? Well, let me take a look at my guide. I always, should I do AEW? Yeah, I like doing AEW last. I don't know why. I just like doing AEW last. But WWE, Drew is champ. And the news has been coming out of WWE and was saying is that they just basically said, fuck it! They said, fuck it. They blew up the plans for WrestleMania. Duh. You said Cody and Roman. That's what y'all said. That, for what I understand from the news. That Roman said he wants to have a belt. He wants to be in the main event. He wants to go for a title. And you had Cody and Drew, who basically went to Triple H more than once, and probably low-key, they ain't saying it without saying it. They probably was bugging his ass, texting him, hey, Trips. Look, seriously. I'm tired of being champ, nigga. Put this shit on Drew. Damn. The fans don't like me, though, goddamn boy. They want me to turn heel and shit. But put it on Drew, please. And I'll be real with you. Actually, it's funny, but everything that Drew is doing, I'm loving it. And I'm actually happy that Drew is getting the chance to have the belt because, remember, his title run had no crowd. And like I said before, because Cody is your glory boy, Cody gonna be what Triple H was. Triple H was always around the title. That's why Triple H had the belt 13 times. He's going to be like John Cena. He's going to always be around the world title or the heavyweight title. He's going to have it around his waist at least once a year or once every other year. Y'all complaining, saying it was stale, and yeah, they kept having a match between him and Drew, and Drew and Neil just said common sense, dude. At some point, Drew, at some point, Drew has to beat me, right? I'm like, you do realize, like the Dusty rule, at some point, Dusty did had to win the NWA title. He just couldn't keep going after the belt and lose every time. You know what I'm saying? They wanted this to happen like at WrestlePalooza. They was like, I mean, that's some shit. Like, you would think, you always hear the story how motherfuckers worry about this spot being taken. You got these two motherfuckers walking like, hey, Trips, I think Drew should get the belt. And there's wrestlers that do that for real. Rick did that before. You know what I'm saying? It kind of blows people's mind when they do that, but like, yeah. It's like people with Jack Briscoe. He got tired of being the NWA World Champion and said, hey, yo, I will drop this shit to Harley Race. He can have it. Hey, Harley. No, it wasn't Harley Race. No, it wasn't Harley. It was, he beat Harley to get it. He lost it to Terry Funk. He was like, you know something? Fuck this shit. Hey, Terry, you want this belt? You want this belt, man? I'm tired of this shit. I want to go back to Florida. I was good. You sure you want to do that, Jack? I mean, I'm just saying, I don't know if you sure you want to do that. Look, you can have this shit, man. Hey, look, I gave him back to I told him to keep the deposit, nigga. Just get the belt on your ass. Yeah. Cody is smart enough to know it's time to get a new coat of paint. Plus, Ben said he wanted to do a program with Jacob Fatu. Plus, for what I'm understanding now, is reportedly, possibly, there's going to be at WrestleMania pose or even before then, a three-way dance between them three. Duh. That's the natural booking. Actually, what surprised me, the main event, it will be Cody and Jacob. Cody will be in the Royal Rumble, will be eliminated either by Jacob or Cody will eliminate Jacob, and then Jacob will lose his mind and try to take him out. Or, now here's the other part, is if you're going to have Drew beef with somebody before this moment, I mean, I'm curious to where they're going to go. I mean, today is Thursday, I'm recording it, it's just being dropped. Today is Thursday. So tomorrow, I guess we find out everything, I guess. Oh, we have a lot of call-ups coming. A lot of them. Javon Evans, of course, which is funny that they said he is the future, but we see a ceiling. And what they're saying is that you're going to be the glorified mid-card guy. They don't see you ever winning the world title or main eventing a WrestleMania. Wow. Thank you for telling me that and bringing me up anyway. So, at the same token, we had Jordan Grace. She's up. We heard Lola Vice, supposed to be getting called up, but I think that she's about to, the way they set it up, that she might be going for the NXT Women's Championship, which we'll get to NXT in a second. Also, Obafemi is being said to, which we thought was going to be SmackDown, he's going to Raw. And they have huge plans for him. So, where would Obafemi fit? And who would be his best first feud? And should he be a heel walking in? Because you would have had it built in with him and Drew, but that means you would have him have to challenge Drew for the title. And you don't want Drew to have the belt lost. So I'm thinking everyone that's on Raw, would you throw him in the mix with the Vision? But right now, I'm smelling the Vision. Well, two of them is heading towards trying to go for some tag team gold. While Braun Breaker is right now on his I'm losing my complete noodle moment. But back to where I think Obafemi, who would be a good first feud for him. Wow, that's damn. Who? Damn, I got to really think about who is actually on, who's open. Hell no, I would not put him with the Americanos. I'm curious to see who's gonna be his first feud, man, because it depends if they bring him as a heel or not. So, and of course, Jordan Grace. It's nice that they throwing it into the mix with Jay Cargill, but do you want to throw in the mix with Jay Cargill and she loses? Because let's be honest, they're looking to make Jay Cargill a long-running women's champion. Let's be real. They're not looking for her to have that belt taken around off her waist no time soon. Let's be real. The only reason why I would think they would have her have that match is because they want the Juggernaut, the only one I think they can actually have a good match with her. Because when you look at Jordan Grace, right? She looks like Jay Cargill can't push her, and she can be Jay Cargill match, despite the fact of how tall she is. So I have no issue with that first. It's kind of like, to me, I wonder, will Jay Cargill ever be a women's champ? I mean, because every chance she had a chance to win at NXT, she didn't. But then he reminds me of Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair never won the NXT Women's title. Had many shots, but never won it. But she did win it on the main roster. So we'll see. So now, also, we're going to have Punk versus Balor. This is a quota filler match for the world title defense until we get back to him and Breaker. Of course, we know Breaker. Well, he broke the makeshift Lucha Brothers in half, and it was a six man. No, it was tag team match. No, it was Penta and Dragon Lee, and he basically broke him in half, and then of course he got suspended. The reason for doing that to make him look even more menacing and more unhinged. So when he finally beat Punk, you can see, yeah. But anyway, we got, I think, what's coming up, not Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, a main event in between now and Royal Rumble. And then at some point, Elimination Chamber. And if Punk defends in Elimination Chamber, would that be the moment he loses it to Braun? Or do they want to save that for WrestleMania? Because I know they're saying that the main event for is supposed to be Punk and Braun. And I'm trying to, excuse me for something, I'm trying to remember everything that what they were saying with Punk and Braun. But like I said again, you still have Seth Rollins, who it seemed like he's going to be recovered by the time WrestleMania, well before WrestleMania get here. I think what's going to happen, this was going to happen. Both main events is going to be 3 ways. You're not going to have a one-on-one world heavyweight title or undisputed title match. Because if Seth Rollins comes back for WrestleMania, he automatically has to be put into the match. Then you have Braun Breaker, who, if the Elimination Chamber is a number 1 contenders match or it's a title match, which I don't think it's a title match, Braun Breaker gets in, and then we have CM Punk. On the other side, it has to be a 4-way. Because if you want Roman to be in that main event, and if Drew is not going to drop the belt to Cody, and you got Jacob Fatu in the main event picture, then it will make sense in a 4-way. So don't be surprised you see a 4-way with Fatu, Roman, McIntyre is the champ, and Cody. I'm just saying. So now, the dumbest right now storyline, I think, is the MFTs and the Wyatts. Okay. So now, Soul Sikoa done stole the lamp. Soul Sikoa stole the lamp. Wow. Match wasn't that bad, but the ending was dumb as shit. And that's all I'm going to say about that, because blah. And then the tag team picture to me with the WWE is interesting. The women's tag team division is shaping it. They shaping it up, but I still feel AEW has a better one. But we'll talk about AEW in a second. I think they had the match they just had the match where they would decide the number one contender, and the Judgment Day, which is Roxanne Perez and Liv Morgan, no surprise there, LOL, is the number one contenders for the match with Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. Now, from what I'm hearing, they're saying they have no idea what's going to be the situation when it comes to the women's title picture for WrestleMania. They still want to do the rumor mill. They want to do Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley at some point, or as one of the options. Anyway, they just don't know if they want to have the tag titles on them or the tag titles not on them, or somebody is a double champion, meaning that somebody that won the other belt, won apparently the heavyweight title, the world title, because right now we got Stephanie McCure in the midst of a beef, a program with Rachel Rodriguez, Big Mommy Cool, who broke the belt over the girl's leg. I heard that news. I said, you know something, and I saw when she hit her with the belt across the cast. I'm like, damn, wait a second. The belt broke? The plate cracked? Wow. So now I don't know how long Vicure is going to be in that boot, because they're not trying to take the belt off of her, which lets me see that she was going to win this program after it's all said and done. Because actually, I like the fact that Rachel Rodriguez is that she's the challenger for this, because it will elevate Stephanie McCure because she beat a monster female. You feel what I'm saying? A heel or what have you. It makes even more sense. Now, as far as Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez, will they win the tag titles? I don't know. That would be crazy that you have Io Sky and Ripley win the tag titles just to turn around and lose the fuckers. Because the question is, the match going to take it main event with some tell me it will. I do not see them losing the title. Two, if this loss going to cause a friction between Perez and Liv Morgan? Because, okay, let's be real. Liv Morgan, she's going to be a big player when it comes to WrestleMania on the women's side. So the question is it because she wins the Royal Rumble, or she wins the Elimination Chamber? Because I think both Elimination Chambers are going to be number one contender matches. I don't see them being for any of the titles. I don't see that happening. I don't see that. You feel me? Give me 1 second. I'll call you back in a second. I'm recording. So that's the thing that you gotta. I want people to smoke over for a minute. So back to the tag titles. Wait, we is on tag titles. What the fuck I'm doing? Yeah, damn it. See, I'm doing too much. The issue I think that I have is that, once again, the tag titles are being overshadowed for solo singles ambition storylines. what I like about AEW tag team division is they make it a point to, we want the tag team division to focus on the tag team division. We don't want the tag team division, our two tag champs, more focused on trying to win the world women's title or the WWE women's title. We want it to focus on this. We want a tag team division that focuses on trying to win the tag team titles. And I think that's the biggest problem that WWE has with their women tag team division. It's not focused on the tag team titles. Because let's be real, the only tag teams that I see right now that was in that mix that's going to probably be around each other a year from now will probably be the Kabuki Warriors. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, to me, it's like, until they establish actual female tag teams, meaning that, it makes sense that Liv, now if Liv and Roxanne wins it, it makes sense because they are the Judgment Day. Okay? There you go. The Kabuki Warriors, it makes sense they're the Judgment Day. You know, at some point, you're going to break up Charlotte and Alexis, so what the fuck the point? I get it. They were placeholder tag champs. So, two, they were your two most decorated women's champions, so it made sense for them to be tag champs. But y'all don't have no actual established women tag teams. And guess what? It makes your tag team division look fraudulent. Cause think about what he just said, right? Future player, we would like for Rhea Ripley and Io Sky to actually have a match, at WrestleMania, for one of the titles, for the women's title. But we don't know what we want to do with them having the tag titles. Okay, why can't you have a match with Io Sky and Rhea Ripley defending the tag titles against somebody? See, that's when you should have just brought up Blake Monroe. There you go. There's your WrestleMania, title match. Stephanie McCure versus the evil bitch, Blake Monroe. But y'all changed your mind technically, and now she's in NXT. So now, the other little tidbits, Gunther defeated AJ Styles. Expect Gunther not to lose for a very long time. I see Gunther becoming the world. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if Gunther become the money. If they do the Money in the Bank, it wouldn't surprise me him winning the Money in the Bank. And see, I see it because now, granted, the way Gunther won was funny because he did tap out, but because he was smart enough to tap out to where the referee didn't see it, and AJ thought that the referee saw it, and he did the low blows brilliant. Because sometimes even the ring general has to cheat. Old wrestling vet, a legend said, you cheat when you win. You cheat when you lose. No matter what, always cheat. See, there you go. So, Julia, I'm glad. Like I said, I talked about that last time with Julia is the United States Women's Champion. I'm happy for that. And also, like I said, the female mid card right now is in championship situation. Becky, of course, got the Intercontinental title. I think her and Maxine may have a return match. And we still haven't heard shit from AJ Lee. It's like, I think AJ Lee was like, you know something? I ain't about to come out there every goddamn week. Because they were saying that she's full-time, but has she really been full-time? And to be honest with you, I kind of like that. Because do we need AJ Lee out there every week? And see, too, part of it is that also, before Becky could get to AJ, she got to clear up her shit with Maxine. You get where I'm coming from? So, once again, Triple H is doing the Tony Khan method. Put a pin in it. Damn it, yeah, I did forget. We had Maxine Dupree. She won the Intercontinental title. You know, and it do y'all like the transformation of Maxine Dupree? I mean, it's like, I was curious to see it because, okay, let's just be honest, she's too pretty to pull it off. The reason why Natalya can pull it off because the way Natalya is built, the way that she looks, you know, she's sexy as fuck, but you know, she looks like she'll beat a motherfucker ass. Maxine don't have that same kind of menacing look to pull off the type wrestling style that she's trying to pull off. You feel me? And I don't know. But I kind of hate to see when tires get hot potato, but I get why they wanted to put it back on Becky Lynch. The reason why, because it's called, when you want a wrestler to have multiple title reigns within a title reign, you have him lose for a little bit, then he gets the belt back. They did that with Rick, you know. Rick will lose it, come back and get it within 30 days. Or he'll lose it like with Tommy Rich. He lost it, got it back within a week, you know, period. Baba won the title from I was just talking about it. Jack Briscoe. Jack Briscoe came back a couple days and won it back. The whole purpose was they didn't want Becky to have a long title run with the Intercontinental title because they felt that that breakup of that title reign with Maxine taking it added to the reason why Maxine won it was because the distraction that AJ Lee threw at her was to lean to the longer storyline of her and AJ Lee. But I'm curious that if, okay, when her and AJ Lee finally have the match and they say AJ Lee beats her, then what you gonna do with AJ Lee as the Intercontinental Champion? I'm just saying, I'm just curious. It is interesting stuff. Now, NXT has been shooken up because of all the call-ups. They, from this last episode, the last episode, they signed a couple of Evolve people to come up, Vandy Project being one, Elijah Knight being one, Keanu Tarver, who basically made his presence felt this last episode, has been called up. But the announcement that there's going to be qualifying matches for a 6-man ladder match to see who will become the NXT champion. Of course, Ricky Saints has made his claim. Miles Bourne is trying to fight for one of those spots. So I'm pretty sure Kiana Carver will get one because the way they set him up. Now the question is, will Joe Henry get one? Because will get one, and so forth. So, plus we also had the return of Jada Parker, setting up her and Blake Monroe. And OTM, is it safe to say that they're going to be the next challengers for the NXT tag titles against Dark State? Because of recent stuff. But to me, the person they need to build NXT around is D'Angelo. When he came out and chokeslammed the shit out of the Dark State boy, and then chokeslammed the shit out of Joe Henry and put Joe Henry on top. And the fact that he decimated everybody and then walked the fuck out. Put the fucking belt on D'Angelo. This version. I like the beard. I like the look. I like he looked way more menacing. The jacket. The lone wolf. I'm curious to see what his storyline going to be. And it wouldn't surprise me in the next 2 or 3 months that D'Angelo becomes the NXT champion. So, of course, at some point we have Thea Hale and Izzy Dane for North American title. I'm sorry. I would love to see Tatum Paxley get the title, lose the title. Get the title off of Izzy Dane. Very, very interesting that didn't see Thea Hale. And even more so than that Lola Vice was rumored to go up, but she didn't go up. So, I'm curious to see how this reset is going to be with NXT. I'm very curious. So now, Evolve was interesting. The Vanity Project showed their dominance this week, winning their main event match, but had to find out in 2 weeks that he will, of course, as you know, when the guys, Cam, what's his damn name? Well, one of the PC guys gets a title shot, and before that title shot happened, Jackson Drake will have a 3-on-1 handicap matches. He's going to go against 3 of the PC guys before he has that title match the following week. Because the PC guys, they get to take over the Evolve show for a night. So that's going to be interesting in 2 weeks. Kendra Gray retained the Evolve title in an interesting 3-way. And interesting, Kelly Armstrong, the one who took the pin, and now we see she'll have a program with Carmen Petrovic. But I'm curious that because PJ Vossa did not get pinned, she was about to get speared, but did not get pinned. Will that still keep her in line with? Otherwise, I would still like to see her go after the world title, the Evolve Championship. Because I see that they're not going to separate Evolve and NXT. They're not. It's kind of like, yeah, it's like they literally doing what the NWA used to do. Interesting. So that's WWE, people. So like I said, we're gonna see what's gonna happen on SmackDown. I will discuss SmackDown on the next episode. So now we're gonna go to AEW, and we have first of all, like I said, I'm curious to see who the Rascalz going to have their first program with, who they're going to have their first match with. We have new tag team contenders. Mark Davis and Jake. Damn it, I can't. Jake something to me, damn it, because I can't remember his freaking name. His last name, I get used to it. They actually won that 4-way tag match. It was actually a real good match, actually. And got in the brawl with FTR at the end. Now, I was not surprised that the Young Bucks did not win because they need to keep them two away from each other for a while. Because at some point, they're going to face off for the tag titles. Because we haven't had a Young Bucks FTR feud in a minute. And the last time FTR was the face, Young Bucks was the heels. So, I actually like, it's crazy that the FTR is the heels, but so is these guys. So we got a heel versus heel dynamic. I think the fans are going to be more so cheering for FTR than that of Davis and Doyle, Jack Doyle. And it's going to be an interesting match. I wonder when it's going to go down. I think it might be the next one. Darby Allin finally got his victory. He beat Pac. I love this match. I am sorry. I love when him and Pac go against each other. So I'm curious what they're going to do now moving forward that feud is over. Is he done with the Death Riders? Or is they going to have him go for the Continental title against Moxley? Because we haven't heard if Moxley has a Continental title defense come up anytime soon. The last one that we saw was him and Shelton Benjamin. And this will be interesting because Moxley has to go against Darby Allin one-on-one with no outside interference. And I like how Pac said, no, I don't need no help. But then when that leg, that ankle got fucked up, he called for help and it backfired. So there you go. Oh, man. So MJF, I love that motherfucker. This match for him, Bandito, I dare say is a match of the year candidate. Very good match. And even to the point, I love the ending when he got the mic. He said, Bandito, you're going to be a future champion. He said, yeah, you're going to be a future champion in AEW. That's why I got to take your ass out. And then he proceeded to beat the shit out of Bandito. And of course, Brody King came out to save him. So expect a Brody King versus MJF world title match coming up at some point. Which I would like that because Brody King has yet to have a title shot. And Brody King can take a loss in this. And it also would give MJF another strong title win against a very comfortable opponent. Because you can't sit and tell me that Bandito gave it to him. It was a good-ass match. But also, low-key, the three-way gauntlet that MJF going to have to deal with this year. Because we had Hangman, who had a match against Brian Keith, because Joe decided to put a bounty on Hangman. And Hangman beats Brian Keith. And Swerve helps out to make sure that the match went straight because, of course, big A big Bill. I'm sorry, people. I'm doing that, thinking about a million things at the same time talking. I apologize. Big Bill was of course doing interference, what have you, and Swerve helped that. Now, don't be surprised to see a tag match coming up with them four. Wouldn't surprise me on that. But of course, Swerve and Hangman made a point to say, well, one way or the other, MJF, you will lose the tag titles. Either me and him you're gonna lose that world title. Me or him is gonna get it. And we're going to make sure that one of us get it. And we're going to chase you down. And then, of course, Kenny Omega came out. And again, made himself and his intentions known. But he said he had to win some matches. Of course, Don Callis comes out because he's an asshole and can't stand Kenny Omega. And we have Kenny Omega versus Josh Alexander. Now, put a pin in it because WWE decided that they wanted to try to flex their damn muscles. The next match is probably Andrade and him. Because remember, Andrade did attack Kenny Omega at the end of a match. And we never got that match or the consummation of that feud. So is it safe to say that after this Josh Alexander match, that Andrade will attack Kenny Omega after the match, setting up him and Andrade? I'm just saying. Maria Shafir, we need to pay attention to her here this year. She been having a lot of matches lately. We didn't see her wrestle a lot. So I gotta do something to drink. We didn't see her wrestle a lot. We didn't see her do a lot. You feel me? Now we getting it. We have her feuding with Toni Storm, her involved in the tag team division, and with, you know, the mega problems with her and Megan Bayne, you know, and of course Zeta Steele. I think she had a match with Zeta Steele, or posed to have a match with Zeta Steele, I think, on Collision. Willow is the TBS champion. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I would love to see Maria Shafir become the TBS champion. I would love her to see. Why can't she be the Ring of Honor Women's Champion? I mean, I get it. Athena's a heel, and you don't want a heel to see the heel, but Maria Shafir, I think sometime this year she needs to get the TBS title or the world title. The development of Maria Shafir has been amazing because, I'm sorry, Miss Lady, maybe her time in Defy did some wonders because, bruh, WWE, yeah, they dropped the ball on her. They dropped the ball on her. And speaking about that, the women's title picture. We finally gonna get what I said needed to happen. Tekla versus Statlander for the title. Last night, Wednesday. Last night, Tekla defeated, pinned Statlander. Now, as y'all know, it's wrestling rules. If you pin the champion, you get the title shot. Plus, you still also, and at some point, I do see the Sisters of Sin challenging Willow and them for the tag titles. Because I like the way they're doing this three-way feud. You feel me? I'm loving that shit. The match between her and Taylor is going to be real good. I'm curious to see when it's going to happen. And will they have... Here's the question I pose. Should Taylor win the title? Now, you know me, I always talk about, no, I feel the Statlander should have a long run. But Taylor is hot. The group, the Triangle Madness, is smoking. You haven't had a female clique that has held both the tag titles and the world title simultaneously. AEW has never had that. This is an opportunity they can pull that off. Now, here's my other question. If you don't have Statlander drop the belt, when do you bring Taylor back? Because at some point, I know Tony Khan would like to put the belt on Taylor. You feel what I'm saying? But I don't see Taylor winning this match. Now, Taylor will be champ at some point, but I don't see him winning this match because at some point, Mercedes Moné is going to be the one that unseats Statlander. Which brings me to Mercedes Moné, the meltdown. Let me explain something to you. Mercedes Moné, I like the fact that she's going away. The reason why, because she's been on our screen for a minute. This is going to lead to the storyline of the fall of Mercedes Moné. We're going to get her losing more of those titles. And then she's going to come back. And at some point, it's going to be she's going to attack Statlander, decimate him, and be like, now I'm focused. My life went to shit when I lost to you. And I didn't get the Holy Grail of the AEW Women's Championship. And guarantee. Mercedes Moné gonna be the champ. I mean, it's the same thing with it's the same storyline with that of MJF. MJF had to go away, get his mind right, then came back and won the belt. Same thing with Mercedes Moné. And y'all say Tony Khan don't book. Yeah, motherfucker. I disagree. So I'm like, well, that's heading to what have you. See what else we got up here. I already did that one. Oh, damn. I think I did hit everything. Now, also I love the fact that how Jet Speed was looking like they would look sad as fuck. Of course, Swerve gave him some pep talk. But then, of course, Hangman comes in and tells him, "Oh yeah, we're gonna have a trios tag title match against the Hobbs." So, spoiler alert, they won. As you heard at the beginning of the show, Powerhouse Hobbs is going to be going to WWE. And guess what the name of his slam is going to be? The Strong Slam. And the other question I have to ask is, how many more motherfuckers that damn Don Kyle is going to have to add? Now, here's the other kicker. We haven't seen Takeshita in a minute. We've seen Kyle Fletcher had some type of issue, but with Okada, but of course, Don Callis dismissed it. And he said, I want you to focus on getting the TNT title back. So at some point, I think we will get a return back between him and my boy Briscoe. But even to that, who is going to be the first one to break from the Don Callis family? Because Takeshita got hit with the screwdriver. We haven't seen Takeshita since Japan. Okada won his match. Who is going to be the one to break? And see, we have two candidates. Takeshita, Cal Fletcher. Now, I'm going to tell you, I think both of them are going to break off at the same time. Serious business. It wouldn't surprise me. And if I'm right, I want y'all to go in the comments in the next show when it happens and say, Bob, I remembered when you said that it was going to be both of them going to break off at the same time. I already see how it's going to happen. They're going to be attacking Takeshita. Cal's going to be like, hold the fuck up, what the fuck going on? He going to try to, and the next thing you know, they're going to attack him. Because at some point, somebody got to break off. I'm just saying, it's kind of crazy that the Don Callis family is like 30 deep. Ain't nobody disgruntled. Hechizero don't never win shit. he tries to do everything, don't win a damn thing. Y'all still got his ass there. And at some point, Hologram got to come back and get him some of that El Clone. So yeah, I'm just curious. Just curious to see what's gonna happen. So yeah. And of course, the national heavyweight title picture. At some point, I take it Jungle Boy Jack and what's his damn name? Ricochet, they will have another match. They continuing their feud. So it's like this, people. I listen to, Wrestle Talk. Shouts out to Luke and Ollie over there. I love watching y'all, man, a whole lot. Y'all inspire me in many ways. And he was saying that this show was great wrestling, but not much on storyline. No, I disagree. It was enough storyline that you understood the matches. You get what I'm saying? It was enough storyline for you to understand the matches, the results from the matches. You know what I'm saying? The fallout from the matches. Not everything has to be, goddammit, a fucking a movie theatrical scene. I like AEW style, and I also like WWE style. And speaking about styles, I like NWA style. Let's go there. Recently, NWA, we will at some point have Thomas Lattimore go try to regain the NWA title against my boy, the Thrill Billy, Silas Mason, the biggest man in the world. What was interesting was that you had the Country Gentleman win against Pretty in Power. And what was funny was the girls didn't win. They put up a good fight, but they didn't win, which made sense because the Country Gentleman twice their size. And it's crazy how the feud between the Kazanas and Crossfire has pretty much dominated the NWA storyline. Now, I don't know why Corrigan picked this, but I actually kind of like this shit to a certain extent because let's make this clear. Crossfire has maybe won one match? And the fact that Joe Quesada is the president. He's running the shit. He's the evil president. That gold book by the book. And trust me, he gets his too. But the Quesadas always win in the end. And it's like, I look at Crossfire like, y'all ain't got nobody on y'all roster that y'all can just bring in to tip the scales. I mean, nothing against Hunter, but we don't really believe he could beat anyone in the Quesadas, man. Your dad, bless his heart. Y'all tried, but y'all won't beat them big ass goddamn white boys. So, and y'all too pretty to win the match right there. So, but now the NWA people, y'all need to check them out and what have you. MLW, I don't know, have they dropped anything? They have no match. I haven't seen. Let me see something. Hold on. Because I haven't heard anything. Are there any events coming up? Oh, Battle Riot. It's coming up. When is Battle Riot? Yeah, Joe Coffey gonna be at Battle Riot. Mark Coffey. Oh man. January 29th. So it's at the end of the month. Wow. Killer Cross. So the Coffee Boys will be at Battle Riot. And which tells me that they put into good use that money that they won from WWE, don't you think? But I will say this. I found it interesting that Maz Kruger decided that he's no longer in Contra. I wonder how that storyline is going to happen. If they're going to have a new monster, they're going to join Contra and try to take out Maz Kruger, because he's still got to deal with the skyscrapers. And the Good Brothers, who has been in MLW, also appeared in NWA. So at some point, will we have the Good Brothers, the NWA tag champs? But I'm definitely looking forward to see the Battle Riot, because, it's their big, their Royal Rumble, their version of the Royal Rumble. And the winner gets a title shot. So I'm curious to see who they're going to have in it. They usually have surprises. So, yeah. So I'm done. I'm talking about every damn thing. I am going to sit back and try. I saw that they uploaded an old AAA match, which had Latin Lavar and El Zorro, one of my favorite luchadors. I really loved him when he did the storyline where he said, "Fuck it, I'm not a Mexican, I'm a Spaniard," and he became the Mega Campeon champion, the Mega Campeon, which he eventually lost to Jeff Jarrett and won back. But yeah, but anyway, I'm done. So once again, hey, see that QR code? Go ahead and hit that. For the place where the conversation gets saucy, tits pop out, dildos might pop out. You don't know what pop off unless you subscribe. I'm talking about the Premium Smoke Room. 18 and up. For just in case you young folk who is watching the Premium, watching Pro Wrestling Smoke, this is not for you. Now, with that being said, yes, 4 wonderful podcasts for you to enjoy. Plus, I opened up the VIP Smoke Room. I even opened up Live on X on my profile. As the ladies shake their booty, show a little tootie, and answer some questions from the Smokecast. You feel me? Also, check out my subscription-based side on Spotify. We've had the smoke on it, where I really talk about some real shit, and I give my honest opinion, and I don't give a fuck if it hurts people's feelings. And Savage Smoke, where I talk to the industry's top male talents and producers. We give you that real smoke about the industry from a male perspective. So where we need the premium smoke, had the smoke on it, or you like Savage Smoke, either way, subscribe to the smoke. The premium smoke room right now, you can get the first month 75% off. That's $6.25, 25 cents for you to just check it out for 30 days. And if you like it, keep it. You feel me? Subscribe to both. It's under $30. Hey, you pay more than that for your Netflix. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you feel me? So, also, please don't forget about the flagship, the 3 times AVN nominated. Please vote for us. Link is in the description at avn.com/awards/vote. Look for a favorite adult podcast. Look for the weed smoke logo, STO, the Smokers Lounge. Click it twice to where it say thank you. Please vote, because we would like to not only be nominated for a 3rd time, but win it for the 1st time. You feel me? So please check out STO, the Smokers Lounge. You feel me? Now, with that being said, we end these things all day, every day. Life is a learning experience. What's the point of the experience if you haven't learned anything? Smoke this over.